What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk about the news that came out, what that ultimately might allude to, what that means for Lucid, us as investors, go over some updated data points, especially with GDP numbers that came out today. I'm going to give you a good summary of everything you need to know. But before I get into that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. But as you can see, live ticker going at the very bottom, currently down roughly about 2.5%. Did have a little bit more of an initial sell-off after the GDP numbers. It's starting to calm down a little bit, but still a similar situation as yesterday, a lot lower volume. So 3.6 million shares as far as volume, 26.8 is the average, and that is a 6-month average, and block volume. So 182,000 shares being purchased by institutions just today alone, and that is on the secondary market. So hands down, like I said, a lot less volume. A lot of institutions kind of taking a step back, more so starting yesterday. Well, I was assuming it was because of GDP numbers, and GDP numbers came out. So you can see the quarter by quarter basis. The forecast was negative 1.5, came in at negative 1.6. So that's something, again, you need to factor in. This might be the precursor for possibly a recession. That's what a lot of people are talking about. But then again, they've been talking about that for a while. The price index, you can see it does come in a little bit higher. So again, a lot of negative things, but based on that though, the fact that we're only down 2.5%, that's a fairly positive thing, because Lucid is very, very volatile lately, and pretty much anyone sneezes and it goes down 10%. So the fact that we're only down 2.5% with GDP numbers as bad as they are, you never know. But getting right to it though, this news came out. So Lucid Motors to lease more than 1,300 acres in Casa Grande. Again, this is the second time that they are leasing, and the second time they are purchasing a plot of land in around their Casa Grande facility. Insinuating, again, this is where a lot of people can jump to conclusions. What are they doing? What is it for? I personally feel it is going to be for more parking lot space, especially considering as well, we've seen a lot of photos being done where their lot is full, and they're by no means anywhere close to their capacity, especially considering over the last couple of earnings, they did say and insinuate the tail end of 2022 is where they're really going to ramp up production. So I see this as a little bit more of a precursor, things that they're going to be and futurely anticipating. And so hopefully that does mean that our production numbers are going to be between that 12 to 14,000. But there was a good picture as well that was posted by Let's Go Lucid. He's a very good part of the Lucid community on Twitter, so make sure you pop over there to follow him. But it goes over to show a lot of flyovers from Bear's workshop. And in the end, though, it goes to show that we are ramping up production. So that's a good takeaway. And I've always said we need to do at least 15% on a month-over-month basis to get to that 12,000. And based on all the rumors and the things that we've seen, it does show that we're kind of in line with that. But ultimately, we just have to wait for Q2 numbers for us to kind of get a better picture. Hopefully we should be at more so between the 2,000 to 2,500 produced just in Q2. So that's something for us as well just to look forward to, and most likely that's going to be in the first or second week of August. Again, they haven't really came out with an official date right now. There's a lot of different brokers that offer a lot of different dates, but again, it comes down to the point that is only when they issue when their earnings is. So that's my own 2 cents. A couple of things as well I just want to bring up, one of which is shorts, because shorts have been getting kind of bold in a lot of these growth stocks. So as of right now, it does look like they are increasing about 0.5%. 22.83 is the official short interest right now. So increasing 1.38 million shares today. And this is, like I've been saying and reiterating over the last several videos, this is things that you need to watch for, is the cost to borrow. So 78.78 is the cost to borrow max. The average is 62.25%. So definitely is becoming very costly for shorts to maintain their position, especially if we do hold this good support level around the $17 range. Then definitely shows that there could potentially be a squeeze. And looking right here, there's $2.38 billion worth of shorts right now. So that is substantial. This is why it's always been among the hottest stocks out there, because it is one of the most heavily shorted stocks. So that's completely mind-blowing if you ask me. My own 2 cents though, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But as well, just one final thing as well I just wanted to bring up. Like I already mentioned, I talked on the institutional purchasing on the secondary market. I've been really bringing up the dark pool, because over the last little bit it was very active. Last 2 days, similar like I mentioned, institutions are kind of taking a step back. So as of today, there's only been 2 transactions, 302,000 and 432,000. So still kind of good sums of money, but by no means what it was. So that's as well just for us to watch for. But getting to it, just want to do some quick technical analysis. I have the 5100 200-day moving averages Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So stochastic, you can see a bearish sentiment starting to form, red line above the black. Number of buyers is down today significantly and kind of starting to have a little bit more of a downward trend. So I don't know if that's justifiable because of the amount of fear. I'm not really sure. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, why you feel a lot of people would be getting out of Lucid. And looking on the actual chart, we did unfortunately break into the lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. Unfortunately stayed well below that 7-day moving average and central Bollinger Band. So like I said, on the technical front, it's kind of breaking down a little bit. So that's something as well we maybe just need to watch for. But as well, like I've been mentioning, just the one to bring up the Fibonacci. We did unfortunately break below that pivot point, like I've been saying, that we unfortunately needed to hold, which was 1805. Anything below that shows and justifies that we're going to be trading between the S1 and the pivot, which overall isn't too bad. It's not full fear as of right now, but still, when it gets down to 15, unfortunately, I think the sentiment from a lot of investors isn't going to be that positive. So take that how you see that. That's my own 2 cents. But with all of that though, I think with the news that came out, I think it's fairly positive. Shows that hopefully Lucid is heading in the right direction as far as production, because we all know that's one of the biggest negatives of Lucid is their production. They didn't really ramp up as fast as they were expecting. They had a lot of recalls and kind of other situations that came into play. So hopefully, given the circumstances, they do ramp up production to meet our expectation, because if that is the case, then there is almost no negative that I can think of for Lucid, and that's even in the short term. When it comes down to it though, you should be investing in the long term, 2025, if not longer. My own 2 cents though, like I said. But with all that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.